And I don't think that we're doing any screen share right now, so I'll leave that up to you, Blackfire, for driving on the screen.
Thank you, Jason. So today we are discussing about, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining us today in this meeting today. This is going to be the first ambassadors meeting since we have got involved and forming an ambassador team. So today's agenda is going to be, we want to form an ambassador team. We do not have a working team at this moment, and how we can do that. So that's the first agenda for today. So we're going to go to overview, a little bit of an overview, what we're going to talk about in this meeting. So first thing first, what is an ambassador? So an ambassador in a view is an ambassador, and what's the role of an ambassador? That's we got to know. It's an overview. I have written a short and quick note other day, and Jason the other day has read out in the meeting, but I can give you the link of in the Discord, and you can have a look into it as well. So an ambassador must believe in the brand, vision, and principle of the project, actively contribute to the growth of the community. So it is very important to select the right person for the job. So that's an ambassador in a short and sweet description. And who should be the better candidate for the ambassador role? So it goes into, describe the person who is understanding a brand of the ambassador. A brand ambassador gives a new customer a reason to trust the brand. So it affects how we act, how we behave, how we interact with other brands. And because we are going to be the face of the brand, and therefore we have to be very articulate. We have to look after what we say. We have to have a method to interact. So because they inform others about the product from their own perspective. So the core information is going to be there, but you're gonna have to, those who are gonna be ambassador, you're gonna have to articulate by yourself how you want to present yourself, how you want to present the core information. So without pushing others to buy or try. So you're giving out information in a way that it's relevant, it's acceptable. So that's an ambassador in a short notice. Who can apply for the ambassador role? So anyone can apply to become an ambassador, so long they are positive. So they can positively contribute to the project and share the same values and principle. REtoken DAO will accept the application from all content, niches, and industries. And you can read it through. I have written in that into the Discord. Okay. So the first agenda today is going to be how we're going to form a team, a working team. That's our first agenda. So we already have few people in the role of ambassador through Discord, and I do not know all of them are going to be working with us. We have Ernest of Gaia on the top of my head. We have Julie today, joined us here today, so which is good. So we have 3 people. So 3 people currently we can count on in the ambassadors. Now, I suppose Jason is an ambassador, Crush is an ambassador. I suppose that, since they are part of it, the core team. So to form a proper team, we need some guidelines, and we're going to talk about that, how we're going to form it. But let's just say that 3 people we are forming the ambassadors. So we're going to discuss later on the duties and responsibilities of an ambassador. The next things we're going to talk about is allocation on ambassadorial duties and to individuals according to their skill sets. So anyone do not have, everybody is different, good at something else. So we have to allocate those responsibilities according to the people's skill sets. I think that's a better idea. And the guidelines and manuals how an ambassador should conduct his or her duties to represent REtoken DAO to other DAOs and communities. Reaching out to other DAOs, and we're going to allocate 1 ambassador for each of the DAOs we're going to interact with. We're going to make a list of DAOs. There's hundreds of DAOs out there, and we're not going to interact with all of them. We're going to interact with a specific few, and that is specific few. The list will be created by, I would say, Jason and the core team, because they know better that which DAO we want to have relationship with. So each of the ambassador will be assigned to each of the DAOs. So your job would be observing them, how they operate, what they do, what they don't do. But we're gonna have a strategy for each of the DAOs, is because we want something from them, they want something from us. There has to be mutual interest and mutual benefit in order for us to interact. So we must know what we want from them. And it could be just, good relationship. It could be mutual support. They promote us and we promote them. It could be dev team coordinating and collaborating in various different aspects of the project, so on and so forth. And then we're going to talk about ambassador compensation. So ambassador compensation, this topic is going to have to discuss with the core team, everybody available, how they want to compensate our work. Is it going to be allocation of certain percentage of the REtoken DAO total supply? Is it going to be in any other ways? So we're going to go through that, and I hope the core team looks after that and make some sort of plan. So we're going to give them time to come up with the ideas and present to us. And the idea
one thing that's probably worth chiming in here, Blackfire, we did, based upon the efforts of the ambassador working group on, I can't remember what day that was here within the last week, but then we also had our coordinate. So REtoken, we are actually in the process of implementing coordinate, and the ambassadors is one of 4 teams, and technically in coordinate it's called circles that we have created. So there's absolutely going to be the form of rewards of the REtoken for this initial launching of coordinate and the teams. And again, the ambassadors is one of 4 functional teams, aka circles in coordinate language, and that's one of the immediate opportunities to learn more about what we're doing here, but more importantly, participate. So and we've got our next coordinate implementation conversation Sunday at 4:00 Eastern time. It's on the REtoken Google Calendar, which we've got all over the Discord and on our Gitbook. So I wanted to put that quick plug in there and just add a little bit of additional substantiation on the compensation topic that you're talking about. But back over to you, Blackfire.
It's great to hear. Thank you, Jason. So then we're going to talk about the Discord onboarding help desk. This is a very important topic, is because we want to welcome people and we want to guide them. We want to guide them to the right information. So everybody joins us in Discord. They come up with their skill sets. They come up with their pre-positioning skill sets, but we have to utilize these resources. We guide them to these. So if someone joins in, we need to have few people, or 1 or 2 people. Those are very active into the community, specifically in the Discord. So when they come in, welcome them, give them the necessary information, so where they can find the resources about REtoken DAO, explain them. So you have to know, the ambassador needs to know what the REtoken is, what the project is, what's the plans are, what's the roadmaps are. So we know, once we know better, we can explain better to people. So we have to make sure we know, and we're going to create a PDF file in a shortcut of all the details in summary, in overview of REtoken DAO, and hand it out to all the ambassadors, team members. So that's we are going to do. And then we're going to create. Go ahead.
I chime in on that real
Yeah,
quick
please.
too? So, one of the initiatives that I have done here with everything that is kind of in the mix here at REtoken is I've actually created, and this is to add a little additional historical context. We, the REtoken community, identified in previous sessions, working groups, that improving the REtoken onboarding experience is the number one need and opportunity that we have. So that's another thing that I've got on the calendar, and this is something that I'm going to be playing around with, and I'm going to be garnering some feedback from people that go through this. But there's a breakout that I've got, and I'm calling it a DAO orientation intro, and it's a AMA and onboard with Yonks. And I created a new channel called Onboard with Yonks. And this is something that kind of just, again, testing the waters out, because we're wanting to create an environment that allows creators such as myself and everybody, Blackfire, everybody else that's participating. We are all building Web3. And this is an opportunity for people that want to, identify, because I'm going to be able to connect with people differently than everybody else on this call, because I've got a different frame of reference, a different perspective, and a different way of telling a story. And that's one of the things that I think we can, through our efforts as ambassadors for this community that we are building here, attract people and through that. And again, everything that we're doing is a work in progress, exploratory. I mean, there's no established playbook for hundreds of years or decades on how to build or run a DAO. And the way that things get done here in a DAO is very different than a traditional work environment. And like, we're hanging out here voluntarily, functionally, in Tuesday morning or late night if you're on the flip side of the world, like Blackfire down under there. So that's, I think, kind of, and again, this is all a big experience, exploration. We're working together to increase the opportunity through our white paper working group. And this is another plug here. We've got our white paper working group. It's our 5th working group tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And the tagline on that is, we biddle passive income with real estate for everyone. And that last word there, for everyone, real estate historically has been a high barrier of entry. And I'm not going to go off on that tangent right now, but wanted to plug our white paper working group and the onboarding with Yonks orientation call at 10. That's functionally the first orientation intro AMA type of call that we have held yet to date. So I'm excited. It felt like the timing was right. And looking for other people. I love the initiative that you've shown, Blackfire, since your engagement here at REtoken. And that's one of the things that we really want to foster and encourage, and create an organization, an environment that not only encourages the autonomy and the leadership like what you've shown here, Blackfire, but rewards it too. And like, we've got lots of opportunity. We've been very strong stewards with the rollout of this tokenized community REtoken that we've created here. And we're looking to, be a little bit more generous with the REtoken distribution as we're working towards our regulation crowdfunding offering for this community that we've got on our roadmap for Q3 of 2022. And I really believe that the ambassadors program, along with the other teams that we're creating, but the ambassadors program is really what's going to create explosive growth for the community at large. And one of the things too that you didn't have on your agenda here, Blackfire, that I wanted to kind of bring forward is one of the other reasons that I created the Onboard with Yonks is I also created a new Discord invite channel, because one of the things that we haven't been doing that much yet here at REtoken is measuring things. And when you start measuring things, that's when you can really have a good pulse on what's really occurring here. And like, we are a community. So that's first and foremost. We're not a technology company. We are a community. We are a DAO. And one of the good pulses that we can have is community growth. Are we growing as a community? Are the people that are here staying and plugging in? And the fact that we've got 8 people on a call here that was fairly short notice is a good testament that we've got a strong participation and a strong community that we're creating here. So just kind of wanted to put that out there as far as like the ethos and the culture, as far as like the direction and the opportunity that exists here. But I'm going to yield the mic back to you, Blackfire.
Thank you, Jason. I have seen recently Steph has joined. Steph is from Bankless DAO Degen bot staff. So you probably know Steph. Hello, Steph. I hope you can hear me. And we're gonna go get back to you shortly. Yeah, that's Steph. So we are talking about, let's get to the point. We are talking about
Hey, good morning,
this
Blackfire.
onboarding. Hi.
Hey, Blackfire. This is.
Hello, Amy.
I just wanted to.
I
I'm
couldn't
the
see you. But
Zoom.
yeah, you
I
are the
haven't
Zoom user.
actually figured out how to change that, but I will
Thank
soon.
you for joining us. Thank you. Right, that's Amy. Amy is one of our senior members of the core team. She's very helpful, and she makes the poll apps, and she's a very nice person. Welcome, Amy. So next thing on the agenda today, so we got creating a multi-sig wallet for the ambassador team on Polygon network. Now, this is, we're gonna have to speak to the core team, Jason, Taylor, Dux, Amy, and rest of them. So we need to create a multi-sig in a way that we are a department. We should be able to utilize the resources we generate in a good way. So the multi-sig will be, Jason will be part of it, Taylor will be part of it. Maybe I can get into it, chime into it. Maybe Ernest can chime into it. Maybe whoever comes, everybody can chime into it. So it makes more easier for us to utilize, and it's a low-hanging fruit out there, and for people to see, okay, we got funded, and therefore we have to show our result too. So it's one way to motivate people as well, that yes, we have strong backing. So I'm not going to talk about too much about this, but I'm pretty sure that Jason can figure this out and speak to the core team and get something for us. So we have Ernest today here. We have Julie today here. We have Steph today here, and myself. These are gonna form the core team. So Steph, I invited her to join the ambassador team as well. She's a very good resource for us. She knows a lot of people in the DeFi space. Plus, she's a good resource in a way. She does host AMS regularly. She has experience, and she has a lot of connections in the DeFi zone. So very welcome, Steph, to our community. Go ahead and introduce yourself if you can. Thank you.
Hi, hi Blackfire. Thanks for inviting me to the meeting. I'm Steph, and I'm working with the Degen team in Bankless DAO. What we're doing at the moment is using Degen to automate distribution of POAPs. So I'm happy to be here. If there's anything I can help, let me know.
Well, thank you and welcome to REtoken, Steph. I don't know if you saw my tweet, but we are definitely fans of POAPs here at REtoken. We do have a POAP, and Amy and Dax. Dax is the one that set up Degen here. But I did like open up my MetaMask wallet and acquire the Degen NFT that was on the Bankless Mirror article. And this is actually something that I'm gonna bring up since it's here again, but I'm gonna actually advocate that REtoken, the DAO itself, actually acquire the Degen Bankless NFT to show our love of the Degen bot, but more also is, as you can tell here, we're on a Zoom meeting, and that's one of the things that I put forward via the canny.io, bumped up the Zoom feature request, and it's a longer story, and I don't want to derail the conversation as far as the why that we're using Zoom. But one of the other things that we, and this is important for ambassadors, REtoken ambassadors, to really embrace, is exploring mighty networks. Because one of the things that we have regularly heard, not just from our Discord, the REtoken Discord, but Discord for the uninitiated is a fire hose. And that's one of the things, again, that we've identified. But we're wanting to create a platform agnostic community here. And besides the platform agnostic community, the ability to amplify through a content strategy. And I think Bankless is definitely one of the leaders in the DAO space under a Content Inc. model. And I spoke about that audiobook. I'm going to continue to speak about that. It's functionally what I consider a content playbook as far as how to build a content first organization. Bankless is definitely a content first organization. So thank you to Bankless and their commitment to the community with their putting Degen forward for the rest of the crypto community to utilize. So that's one of the things. And also wanting to hopefully figure out how to get the Degen bot to integrate from a data standpoint into Airtable. Airtable.com is one of the platforms that we've talked about using. I think we've actually signed up to start using it, but we really haven't done any efforts for utilizing that. And that's one of the things from a KYC is oftenly tossed around within the crypto space. And I like to call KYC here, since we are a community, know your community. KYC, know your community. And we've been using Google Docs or Google Sheets for tracking our community. And that's one of the things that we want to, like Blackfire mentioned, skills, having a better understanding. And that's one of the things that looking forward to, because one of the things when you're going through and setting up your Coordinate profile, and hopefully that's something that everybody that's on this conversation will do, because we're going to make sure that everybody, I believe almost everybody's already added to the ambassadors Coordinate. The exclusion is probably Steph and maybe Julie and Ernest, but I'll get everybody added, because the opportunity to learn firsthand while we're just starting here ourselves. And I know that Bankless uses Coordinate as well. And I shared the Creator DAO compilation of the Bankless experience with Coordinate. I really encourage everybody to use that. But wanting to get us back on track, so I'll defer back to you, Blackfire, for continuing the ambassadors team conversation here.
Thank you, Jason. So next on our list is Ernest of Gaia. So Ernest, if you can hear me, please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, Ernest, and I'm from Bankless DAO for the most part. I've been working with cooperatives for over a decade. I really like, and yeah, it wasn't until crypto that I was able to start having a savings, and so I'm pretty sure it's going to be REtoken where I actually for the first time, particularly own it cooperatively or collectively with other folks. So the affordable housing channel is really the channel where I was like, okay, I got to keep coming back to REtoken, and the presence that y'all have had on YouTube makes it easy for me to get notifications. I get too many, and so
it seems we cannot hear you properly, Ernest. The conversation is breaking up.
Oh.
So yeah, but
All
yeah,
right.
please continue.
That's how that goes. I try not to talk for long periods of time.
I hear you, Stephen
use
Hawkins.
the chat a lot.
All right, thank you, Ernest, for that. Thank you. Next on our list is Julie Luther. Please, if you can hear me, introduce yourself. Thank you.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to be involved in this. This is my very first time. I've been involved in like Web3 researching for about 2 weeks, and I found a lot of Discord and a lot of help. I'm looking very much forward to working with you all. I have a lot to offer from like the real world, but I'm definitely not a native in terms of any of this. So I'm learning as I go, and I appreciate your cooperation and all of the assistance you've applied to me for so far.
Well, thanks, Julie. And I wanted to just chime in real quick. I did want to recognize and acknowledge your boosting of the Discord server with the Discord Nitro. So we are only 2 more boosts away from the next level. And one of the things that I'm a little excited about with the next level, I've been in some Discords where I've been seeing the custom icon on rolls. So that's one of the things that looking excited, even though that we're here on the same conversation talking about creating a platform agnostic, I still largely envision it's very clear that the crypto community is coalesced here, especially in the second half of 2021 around Discord. There was a lot of momentum around Telegram. I'm not a fan of Telegram myself. We do have a REtoken DAO channel or group on Telegram, but it's not something we use. We also have a REtoken DAO Slack, but we've gravitated from a chat application standpoint to Discord. So thank you again, Julie, for boosting our Discord server. Again, very, very excited for all of the new people here, Blackfire, Julie, Steph, Ernest, and then we've got the core team, Dax, Crush, and Amy that are also represented here. So looking forward to continuing to build out the team. We're really wanting to lay a foundation for creating a global. We really believe that the title of the Real Estate DAO, it's something that we saw an opportunity and we leaned heavy into that. And that's something that we're going to fight very hard for. But I also don't believe in competition within the DAO space. And that's one of the things that Blackfire was talking about. And this is one of the things that I actually want to move forward as far as a decision that we can agree to, and I've already planted that seed. One of the things that I've been seeing in other Discord servers used is the DAO-Plamat Discord role. And that's one of the things that I would like to adopt. I was actually having a DM conversation with Grindel, who's also very engaged in Bankless, and he's also kind of leading the initiative at the Polygon ecosystem DAO. And that's one of the things I was DMing Grindel about as far as the status with the REtoken Polygon grant, and just kind of planting a seed with him and saying, hey, you know, we've been tossing the notion around and I'm going to move that forward. And you would definitely be somebody that we would be honored to wear the DAO-Plamat tag. So how does everybody feel about introducing the Diplomat tag Discord role. And this is one of the things that I'm going to continue to do as far as documentation is, and Gitbook is the main channel that I've been adding content to. So if there's people that love adding or creating content, DM me, and if you're not currently a contributor on our Gitbook, I'll get you added. But going back to the question at hand here, Diplomat, Discord role, is that something that we should add today?
I think that'd be pretty good. They have got in the Polygon ecosystem DAO, as you probably mentioned, the Grundle is there, and Grundle is also a big part of DeFi ecosystem. Grundle is also part of the proof of story, another project. So he has very vast networks of connections within the DAO community. So yeah, we definitely should adopt anything we see, and that's one of the things. So when we send out our ambassadors to other DAO communities, so one thing we should look out for, that how they operate, what's the operation is like. If there's something good that we are not doing, you report back to the team and we adapt those ideas. So you're going to have to be a silent observer. You're not interfering. So it's going to be a nation states. When a nation states diplomat send out to other nation states, they do not get to interfere with the internal work. They are just observing and reporting back to the home country. So REtoken DAO is going to be our home platform. We're going to go out, explore the world, and we're going to get all the good things, and we're going to collect those, and we're going to come and implement those into REtoken DAO communities. That's the agenda. And that's what we should look for. That's what we should work for. So next agenda on our list today. So let's talk about, now that everybody has introduced themselves, we know who is who, and let's talk about what's the duties of and responsibilities in short and sound in everybody's opinion. Where should we start on?
Real quick, Blackfire, I was just looking at the time. We do have a hard stop. Myself and Amy are hosting a REtoken clubhouse, and this is something want to, before I bounce and make you host, I would like us to kind of think about when will be a good time of week to have the ambassadors team weekly meeting scheduled on a recurring basis. So that's something I don't think that we need to necessarily decide today, but similarly how we have the community call on Wednesday at 7 Eastern and the core team call Sunday at 3 Eastern, I would like the ambassadors to agree upon between now and like the core team call on Sunday, when the recurring call for the ambassadors will be. One of the tools that I've started exploring, I mean, we can use a basic poll option, but Let Us Meet may provide some additional flexibility and granularity as far as when to do that. But besides the audio call, the clubhouse coming up, again, we've got the white paper working group. We've got so much stuff. Be sure to look at the REtoken calendar. But I'm going to go ahead and give you the reins here, Blackfire, and regroup in preparation for the clubhouse room that I'll be hosting coming up here in less than 10 minutes.
Thank you, Jason. So we're going to go individuals to see what they think about the responsibilities and duties going to be for the ambassador team. So I have something in mind, but I don't want to share yet. I want to see what everybody thinks about what everyone thinks about the responsibilities and duties of ambassadors going to be. So I'm going to go start with Ernest. Please go ahead. What do you think the responsibility going to be? how you can start, and what's going to be the activities involved encompasses ambassadors team. Thank you. Ernest, you there? Okay, so it seems Ernest is AFK, so we're going to go to Julie. Julie, are you there? What would be the responsibilities and duties are going to be of an ambassador team? So what do you think? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Ernest did say in the Discord chat that he needs to learn more about REtoken. I think his connection is really bad. And I agree. Again, I literally have been involved in this world and for about 2 weeks. I have a lot to learn before I can even teach somebody about what we're trying to do. So for me, I would like to take the next 7 to 10 days just to immerse myself in this and then go from there. I can't be a teacher until I learn the basics.
Completely understandable. Thank you for your contribution, and that's very good. Next, I'm gonna go to Dux. Dux, you have been in the industry for a while, and you are part of the core team. So go ahead, give your opinion, please. What do you think the ambassadors team should work on? What's gonna be the responsibility? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off as well after 5 minutes at 10 o'clock or so. So yeah, I can quickly list out a few things. The first one would be evangelism. Go to various groups or your friend circle or your family members, whatever it is, just to go in there and kind of talk about what it is, what is REtoken, right? And then what are the benefits? How one can participate in what are the ways to participate? Those are all the things I would start, and then once they are kind of like interested in it, and then we can kind of like dive in and go deep, and then talk about all the intricacies within the community, or ask them to join a Discord, and start diving in various teams here, and then see where they can fit, and then like Jason pointed out, he's going to start on Thursdays about kind of like an intro program for like welcoming the new community members and so forth. So those are all the kind of like I see kind of like a workflow, I would say, like just to talk to person, like a meet and greet, and then have a small introduction about the program or the community, and then if they're interested, and then bring them to the Discord, and then from there they will be able to navigate with various sections, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you, Dux, for that contribution. And let's head over to Amy. Amy, what do you think about ambassador?
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to go next because I have a hard stop for the clubhouse because I'm migrating there in a few. And I would like to invite everyone when you're done here, if you would like to stop by Clubhouse. Jason will be there hosting and I'll be co-hosting. Anyways, the main thing, just like what Julie said, is for our ambassadors to know the details of the program, be passionate about the program. In order for you to sell something, you have to believe in it and be passionate about it. Because if you're not, then it won't sell. People will feel how you feel about the program. So please immerse yourself in learning what we're trying to do, how we are disrupting the real estate industry, how we are trying to provide everyone with passive income, and how we are an open community. This is open to everyone, especially those that are marginalized and those that are really affected by, the housing industry. So that's That's what my take in our role is. And I wish I could stay, but I gotta jump. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, for that. Thanks for your contribution. And let's go over to Steph. Steph, what do you think of ambassador roles? What activities should they perform?
Hey, so I haven't really got the chance to immerse myself on what REtoken DAO is about and what are like the mission vision of the REtoken DAO. Basically, from a marketing standpoint, what I can say is like, what is the purpose of an ambassador, right? Is it to get leads, or like, is it about nurturing or like conversion? When we say maybe if it's getting leads, is it like, are the ambassadors mainly looking for, say, funding, like, you know, to provide funding to the project, or if it's maybe nurturing, like taking care of the whole community, like maybe taking a look at what are the operation or like systems of other DAOs so that we can better nurture the community or stuff like that. So I guess that's it. Anything I think I can think further if I like, you know, if I spend more time within the DAO. But for
Sure,
now,
sounds
that's
good.
what I think.
That's very good contribution, actually. So we're still trying to figure out how much we can take on. Okay, so the ambassador program, it's going to encompass advertising, marketing, and that's what we want to encompass with. Then we're going to get some activities on building the relationship with other DAO communities, have them promote us, and we're going to promote them in a way, mutual understanding with mutual benefits. These are then community building. Community building will be the basic and the most important work we are going to do. So community building is onboarding new people, getting people interested, get to, you know, teach them what is REtoken DAO is and all these. So I'm going to make a list of the activities we will be doing, and I'm going to present to everybody, and then everybody can have a discussion that if we want to add something in there and if we want to deduct something in there. So you're going to have a discussion with the ambassador group. So since everybody has left, so it's Julie, me, and Steph, the only committed people who is going to be the ambassadors, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I thank you all, and we can conclude the meeting for today. But thank you very much indeed for joining us today here.
Sure, that
Thank
was
you.
an
And we're going
awesome
to continue our
discussion.
conversation in the Discord.
I see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Steph, as always. Bye.